When we saw that flotilla coming into the Southern Caribbean, we knew that that was really about regime change. So about the middle of August, the United States sent several destroyers, about 6 or 7 destroyers with guided missile capability, a nuclear submarine, several amphibious landing craft, and about 5,000 Marines to the Southern Caribbean. So this was a major military intervention in the Southern Caribbean. And as soon as we saw that, we said, this is going to be about regime change in Venezuela. It's something that Trump in his first presidency had wanted to achieve, but didn't. And then, in fact, going back to President Obama started the sanctions against Venezuela that were intensified by Trump 1.0, and then Biden also intensified them. And you mentioned the bounty, quote unquote, on President Maduro's head. President Biden put a $25 million US bounty on President Maduro's head, and Trump 2.0 doubled that to 50 million US. So when we saw that flotilla coming into the Southern Caribbean, we knew that that was really about regime change. The US talked about narco trafficking, but lo and behold, just before that, sometime in June or July, the United Nations Commission on Organized Crime published their findings, so it's a 2025 report, which said that the cocaine, which is largely produced in Colombia, Bolivia, Peru, and so on, but largely in Colombia, that 85% of that cocaine goes to the United States via the Pacific coast. And then about 5% is actually trafficked through Venezuela. But the Venezuelan authorities normally get, this is the UN data, normally get about half of it. So the whole narrative about narco trafficking was very much, and we said that from, my first statement I think was on the 21st of August, right after this military buildup. And I gave a very detailed statement. And I said, narco trafficking narrative is similar to what Colin Powell and Bush used, weapons of mass destruction, as the rationale to invade Iraq and to kill Saddam Hussein and create, well, mayhem afterwards, of course, in Iraq. So it was very clear to us that there's this false narrative that was being pushed, and that the real agenda was, as you mentioned, the resources of Venezuela, because Venezuela sits upon the largest reserves of oil in the world.